John Carpenter's Vampires in 1998 was the last successful film of his career as a director. The title is simple, as is the film's story. It has no suspense or scares, but what it's loaded with is action, which was the intent of Vampires to be a shoot 'em up and suck 'em up bloodfest. Plenty of gore, and the setting has some beautiful camera shots and cinematography, like all of Carpenter's films. This late 90s film is set in Mexico, with a blood-red sunset peeking through the desert, much like the vampires that reside there. If you're not a fan of Carpenter's projects, you can't deny he's got an eye for making visually stunning films. This one just happened to be adapted from the novel by John Stakely. James Woods has the lead role as Jack Crow, who's up against the vampire leader, Valak.
It is somewhat extreme, but my idea was to make a vampire movie that was a little bit more savage than it was gothic.
For a Western action horror, it has a sense of humor, whether it's intentional or not, that strays itself away from the more traditional bloodthirsty movies. It'll definitely give you originality and these playful and deadly characters, and its unusual location, but to some it may make it even more fun to view for how unique it is. John Carpenter also works on the score. Unlike the majority of his films, this time it's a lot more of a rock-based that fits the feel he was going for. There is practical depths, and that always pays off. Even the cast going as far as to burying themselves alive, what some people wouldn't do for money. They don't mind getting their hands dirty. Vampires is definitely different amongst John Carpenter's resume. It's not one I'd jump in fear or jump to see, but I think I'll have many taking a look back and maybe appreciating the director's range. If he had wanted a suspense, nuanced thriller, we would have gotten it. But Vampires is a much more in-your-face combat between good and evil. What's your thoughts on the 1998 cult classic Vampires? Did it suck? Or were you left thirsty for more? Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.